Hey guys, it's pretty late at night. I made a video for Yule or Litha, depending where you are, but I never got around to uploading it at the time, and then it's a bit past kind of like giving out a birthday card too late or something. Lots of things have happened. I got 2 new tarot decks. I got the Tarot Illuminati, which I'm just starting to bond with. I've been working with, I don't know, for about 3 weeks now, doing a daily draw, and that's been really useful. The guidebook that comes with the Tarot Illuminati, that's written by Kim Huggins, is it? And she's written another tarot book, but I find it really useful. There's kind of, for every card there's a blurb that's almost like prose, but it's like a first person dialogue as if the card was a person, I guess. And I find that really useful to connect with the energy of the card, and I really like her way of explaining things. And the photomontage ultra saturated colour kind of camp, kitsch, not taking itself too seriously imagery created by Eric Dunn, I think, is beautiful. I really connect with most of the cards on a visual level. So I really recommend it, and I got it pretty cheap actually, about $30. Can't really do better than that. Even most Oracle decks are about $30, so you get about 40 cards with them or something. I'm drinking this really good lemongrass and lime tea because I've had a bit of a cold. It's pretty good. I can't remember what brand it is. Madame something. I don't know. If you're interested in tea. Oh, and I got the Osho Zen tarot the other day, which technically isn't a tarot, but it's meant to be based around that system. And I did a little reading when I got them, and that was alright. I think I probably wasn't in the headspace to really sit down and take it uber seriously, so I'm going to try and not read with them until I have properly bonded with the Illuminati, because I feel like I'm finally starting to understand tarot a bit better, and it is awesome. I really, really like it, and I just want to get better and buy every book I can and stuff like that. So I didn't think I'd ever feel that way about tarot. Sorry. What else? I graduated from uni. Well, I've technically finished. I haven't had my graduation ceremony, but technically I passed everything, so I'm done. And that was about 4 years in the running. So I am qualified to be a visual artist, which you don't need qualification for anyway. But going to art school is super fun, and I recommend it if you're that way inclined. Yeah, so I've been off for a couple of weeks now, and I didn't have anything lined up to do. I was going to go on a holiday, but I need to move, so I've got to do that first. And I'm looking for a place now with a good friend of mine. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and just creating a nice house and lifestyle and stuff, because I'm quite a homebody and I've gotten pretty heavy into like clean living. I gave up smoking, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and I've recently gone like vegetarian, but pretty much vegetarian, pescatarian, vegetarian sort of thing. And yeah, I think my body is liking me for it. I was thinking today how it's weird when you go vegetarian, and your taste for other things, like subtle flavors, seems to come back. And I was thinking maybe it's because like it's like a blind person where they lose one sense, and so the other ones increase. And so maybe it's a bit like that, where meat is like such a strong flavour that it almost bombards the taste buds or whatever, and so you don't get to taste anything else, and you get so used to that being the main source of taste. I don't know, it's really interesting, but yeah, and you notice like the smell of meat cooking and stuff heaps more. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know whether it's just psychosomatic or what. I am prone to all sorts of psychosomatic stuff going down. It's probably why I'm a bit of a witchy person, I guess. What else? I had a really cool Yule. I went up to the Winter Magic Festival with one of my friends. Winter Magic Festival happens every time around Yule in the Blue Mountains near Sydney, Australia. New South Wales, Australia. And it's loosely based on, pagan festivities, but not particularly. I mean, there are pagans wandering around with like horns on their heads and stuff like that, looking like the horned god and things, but there's no sort of real rites or anything. There's music and stalls, and there is a parade, a pretty cool parade, and it's sort of loosely based on the coming of the sun and celebrating winter and stuff like that, changeover. So yeah, that was really cool, and I bought my first cauldron, which is awesome because it's like the one thing that I was looking for. Not to say there aren't things I want, but it was the one thing that is kind of getting to the point where it's a bit of a hassle not having one, and I just wanted a really small one to burn things in and to be able to do all that. And I got one, and I just sort of, my intuition sort of led me to it. I wasn't going to go and look at this stall, but something was just like telling me to look at it. or maybe it was just shopping frenzy, I don't know, but yeah, and so, and that store was all about cauldrons. Like, it was called the Bubbling Cauldron or something, I don't know, something cauldron. Or it could have been Caradwin's, I can never say it, Caradwin's cauldron. But, I don't know. So that was really good. Super happy about that. Oh, and I had my birthday, so I'm 30 now, and that's a bit crazy. And that happened just as my nephews came down to visit, so that was kind of nice, but also pretty stressful because I'm not particularly well. I just finished uni, just turned 30 the day before, and so I had a lot of stuff mentally that I needed to process, but had two little kids running around the house. They're pretty lovely kids, pretty well behaved. Yeah, so they were here for 10 days, and that was lovely and stressful and weird and yeah, all the stuff. And now they're gone, I've finally had a little bit of time to process. Make some plans, decide what I'm going to do, which way to go about things, how to go about, the life stuff, and start all over again. It's kind of that time for me of really big endings in a way, or really big changes, and definitely the excitement, but also the anxiety of new beginnings. And I'm glad that over the last few years I've been able to build up my confidence in myself and my abilities through uni and through a lot of different challenging experiences I've had, and I'm really grateful for those because I feel like I have a foundation. I'm not going to say an unshakable foundation, but because I think that's everyone can have their foundations shaped and whatnot, but it's interesting to be 30 now and feel a bit world wiser, and you go through certain trials in your 20s and it's a really interesting time. It can be really, really tough on some people, and definitely it's been tough on me. With mental health issues and stuff like that, but I think you learn to know yourself. You learn that time passes and things change, and you learn to hold on in a different way. It's almost like a sense of mindfulness, I guess. You know that there's something bigger going on, even when you're like that pinpoint, that ball of depressive or anxious energy or whatever it is, that there is a release bigger than like a momentary release, and that is just like the wisdom of time in a way. I don't know, I find this very interesting. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just processing some stuff and letting you know about it, because why not? So yeah, that's what's going on with me. It's been nice to just go on Facebook and hear about how everyone's has celebrated and stuff, passing, changings of the seasons, and it's really interesting to get that psychological viewpoint. And it's, well, how rites can do that. It's like walking through a door, I guess. You purposefully make a door and then you open it and you walk through it and then you close it. And I think that's a really important thing to do, because otherwise we can get overwhelmed with what has been in the past coming into the present, and if it's not put in its proper envelopes, healthy envelopes, life-affirming envelopes. Yeah, so that's interesting, important, I think, pretty important. Yeah, we've always needed rituals for that, I think, and I think everyone creates rituals like that. Yeah, that's interesting to me, because it's what a lot of my artwork has been about over the last couple of years. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense, because it's a lot to do with my spiritual life and yeah, my interest in spirituality as a whole, like as in human existence, and also how that links in with art is just it is like overwhelmingly beautiful to me, and majestic, and just being able to like visually hold like the history of humanity, you know, through a painting, or you know, a cave painting, fuck, you know, stuff like that. It's just, it's wild. Or like, you know, just was, I've been making a lot of pottery, and you think we've always needed vessels. Like, if you think about it, probably like our hands for scooping water, like, you know, were our first vessels, and then, you know, we started making things that from our hands, out of mud, to hold liquid in, or substance in, you know. I've said you know a lot, but it's fascinating. Yeah, so it is about 3 in the morning here, but I'm on holidays and I'm normally a night owl anyway. I try not to get up before about 10 in the morning, preferably. 10 I find is a really nice time of day. The sun's already woken up, it's already made everything warm. Most people have already gone to work. And living in the city, sometimes it's nice to get up and have the day where people are, you know, doing their workaday thing, and you don't have to. It's kind of great. Less people on the street and stuff. Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna have a holiday, and then I'm gonna get a job, and yep. And then 6 months will pass, and hopefully I'll save some money and I'll be able to go to other places and see other things that'll inspire me to make more things. And then I'm going to go back to uni and do honours if they accept me, and make a whole lot of pottery. So yeah. It's funny because I've never been a person with any kind of plan of any sort, and I've developed plans over the years, and they're not plans that stress me out. They're plans that actually comfort me, and plans used to freak the hell out of me. Just the pressure of plans. Yeah. Okay. Blessed be. Thank you for listening.